What's up everybody, it's Paul from Boosted Films, and in this video we're going to do some regular maintenance items on my 2003 Mitsubishi EVO 8, and that's going to be changing all the drivetrain fluids. So that means we're going to cover everything from our rear differential to our non-acd transfer case to our 5-speed manual transmission, and of course our mighty 4G63 engine. So let's jump into it. So here are some of the tools you need if you want to change all these fluids. Of course, you'll need a drain pan or something to catch your old fluid. I highly recommend a fluid transfer pump. It's going to be very useful for adding this new oil. And then you'll need a 24 millimeter, rather large socket and or wrench. If you're in a pinch, a 15/16 size socket or wrench might work as well, but try to get that 24 millimeter, of course, since you know the EVO is a metric car. 17 millimeter socket or wrench, and of course you'll need a hoist and or jack stand, something to get your car up in the air so you can work on it. And of course remember that a jack is not meant to hold your car up by itself, so if you're jacking up your car with a jack, make sure you put it on some jack stands or something else to hold it up if you're ever going to go underneath it. Posting up a couple pages from the service manual if you just want to take a peek. Obviously specified oils and lubricants has probably changed quite a bit since this manual came out as far as what you might use, but here it is. Capacities, of course, however, should have stayed the same unless you changed your oil pan out to a larger oil pan or anything like that. But here's a quick page from the service manual on that. So now let's dive into each item that we're going to work on. The rear diff. The rear differential holds about 0.6 to 0.7 quarts of fluid. Generally speaking, we're just going to run Mitsubishi SAE 90 LSD gear oil. However, there are a lot of options out there, so if you want to do more research online for what you want to run, go right ahead, but I do stick pretty much with just the OEM on this. Items you may want to consider purchasing for this are a new drain plug and a new fill plug. If you don't want to get the actual plugs themselves, you could also just get the gaskets. I'd probably recommend getting a new gasket either way if you don't get the brand new plugs. Again, OEM part numbers on screen, hopefully that helps you out. So here we are at the back of the car looking at our US version of our rear differential. This should be the same for the EVO 8s and 9s in the United States. Of course, there is, no AYC for us in the EVO 8 and 9. And a bonus fun fact, this is pretty much also kind of the same rear diff you would see in an EVO 10 Rally Art in the US. Now, all these fluid changes are going to be about the same. There's, of course, a fill plug and a drain plug. So we're going to remove both of those items to do this. Again, with the rear diff, we're looking at a 24 millimeter size bolt here, and you will probably need a wrench for the rear diff. It's going to be tough to get in there with any socket, so I recommend utilizing a wrench for that rear diff. Pulling out the fill plug here first. As you can see, I have mine overfilled a little bit. I don't think there's any harm in having a little bit overfilled, and that's why some of it's leaking out from the actual fill plug. Next, we're going to remove the drain plug, of course, and this is going to be easier to actually do with a socket and a ratchet on this one, oddly enough. So we're going to loosen up and remove that drain plug and then drain out the rest of our fluid. This drain plug does have the longer magnet attached to it, so don't be surprised if you see some metal shavings or anything like that attached to the magnet, because these do, of course, just wear over time. Mine was not too bad. I think when we get to the transmission, you're going to see a lot more metal shavings than we had here on the rear diff, which I believe is pretty common. So we're going to let that drain out, of course, and here is, I just cleaned up the drain plug I pulled out. I did put this drain plug back in, and then eventually, of course, it was kind of leaking because those crush washers are meant to kind of only last, I believe, for one use, really. Usually you can get away with using them a couple times, but in this case, mine was actually leaking after I changed this, but we're just going to pretend I did it right the first time, and you're going to do it right the first time and order the brand new plug. As you can see here, just comparing the old to the new, you can see this brand new drain plug on the left side with the magnet. You can see it's a little bit thicker looking as well, so it makes sense that it should seal a little bit better. And also the fill plug is on this side too. So if you ordered new ones of those, of course, you're just going to put those in, and we're going to pretend that that's what I'm doing here, is putting these new plugs back in place. And we'll tighten those up, of course. It wasn't super easy to find torque specs for their actual rear diff for some reason. I'm not always a torque spec guy, but if you are, if this is matching the transmission, which is the same, plug, then the torque specs are about 26 foot-pounds. Now, of course, this is where our fluid transfer pump is going to come in handy, and you can see, we got our SAE 90 OEM Mitsubishi fluid here, and we're going to utilize this fluid transfer pump to make this job a whole heck of a lot easier. They do make different bottles nowadays too that are way more like squeezable, like a toothpaste bottle, if you will, or something. So you can just roll it up and squeeze it. But even with your sway bar and everything, those would be hard to do here too. So I still recommend the fluid transfer pump. Putting up another page from the service manual here, just so if you want this information for any reason about the rear diff, the stuff that I could find, here you go, more information for you, because information's always good to have. Again, this is going to hold about 0.6 quarts, so you should be able to look on your bottle to see how much you have put in, assuming you used a brand new bottle. Otherwise, a general rule of thumb here is really to just fill this up until it's draining out. I don't think there's too much harm in only having a little extra fluid back here, so I kind of filled mine up until I knew it was draining out at kind of a decent, speed, and then I put my fill plug back in place. Clean everything up, and then of course just make sure you have both of those bolts tightened up. The transfer case, now this can be a trickier one. It calls for about 0.7 quarts. This is a non-ACD transfer case because this is my 03 EVO 8. All those had non-ACD transfer cases, just like the 2004 EVO 8s as well. However, when it comes to 05 EVO 8s and 06 EVO 9s, those actually had the ACD transfer case. So that means your transfer case might look different than mine, unless someone swapped it out, of course. But again, OEM part numbers on the screen. I won't read everything for you. If you want to order new parts, hopefully this helps you find them. Once again, I'm going to utilize the same fluid actually that we used for the rear differential. I'm going to use the exact same fluid for the transfer case. The OEM Mitsubishi SAE 90 LSD gear oil. I'm skipping over the part where if you had under trays and stuff, you might have to remove them. I think a lot of EVO owners already probably have them out of the way, but especially when it comes to transmission portion, when we get to that, you might have to remove some, plastic pieces. But here's, of course, our fill plug, and then you can see our drain plug. Unfortunately, our fill plug itself is actually like right above the exhaust. So, you might be smelling a little bit of fluid burning after you do this job. Either way, 24 millimeter socket. Again, we're going to remove this plug. I believe this plug does actually have a magnet on it as well, but it's a short magnet. It's not one that's really long like we have for the transmission or the one we have for that rear diff. But letting all that fluid out, and at the same time just gonna go open up the fill plug as well. That'll actually help the fluid drain a little bit faster if you take the fill plug out while it drains. Fill plug, again, 17 millimeter. Once you feel everything's adequately drained, of course, you're gonna go ahead and put your fill plug back in place. Once again, pretty much using the same setup we used for the rear diff. We had that SAE 90 and our fluid transfer pump, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in and pump it up. Now, there are different ways to fill this. There's more than one way to do it. I've never actually filled through the drain plug, but yes, I've heard that's a way you can do it too. One thing I mostly recommend, at least just from my point of view on this, is fill it up. And then I just recommend honestly checking it again. Drive it for 50, 100 miles and then just check again. I feel like that's the best advice I can give you from my point of view. Especially with non-ACD transfer cases, I've never really had a big issue. I think ACD T cases might be a bit more tricky. But people, of course, say that when you fill it up this way until it drains out, that actually, I think just because the way the fluid works, inside the transfer case, that you may not have actually filled it up all the way when you think you have. So feel free to look up a different way to, make sure it's full if you, don't want to use my video fully. But otherwise, I think the best thing, again, you can do is just make sure you check it after you drive it for like 50 or 100 miles and then just go top it off again. And at that point, I would assume, you should be good to go. And a couple more items from the service manual up on screen if you find them useful. Of course, it says to tighten the filler plug to about 23 foot-pounds, and you're tightening the drain plug to about the same, 23 foot-pounds. And oddly enough, this is from the EVO 8 service manual that I had, but it does kind of look more like the ACD transfer case in that image, which is interesting. On to the transmission. Now, this is going to hold about 2.9 to 3 quarts, so quite a bit more fluid than the other items we already did. And the fluid is different in this case, and it can definitely be even more different if you have your transmission built by a transmission specialist. But again, I generally recommend the OEM fluid here as well. I'm running OEM MTF 75W85, also known as Diaqueen. This fluid, I believe, has changed names, but it used to be called Diaqueen. You can look up whatever fluid you want to run. If your transmission was built by someone else, I just recommend that you use their recommendations as far as what fluid to actually run. I have straight cut third and straight cut fourth gears from RS Motors in my transmissions, and yeah, I'm running just OEM fluid with them. And as before, OEM part numbers on the screen if you need to buy any other new OEM parts, such as the fill plug or the drain plug or just the gaskets. Back to utilizing the 17 millimeter socket again. In this case, we're going to remove the fill plug. And, there might have been some plastic guards in the way or that you might have to remove to get this far, but I have everything removed, for easy viewing, and I don't actually put a lot of that plastic stuff back in my car. Also, certainly worth mentioning, this is the 5-speed. Not that you could get a 6-speed in the EVO 8 anyway, but here is some information about the 6-speed as well, in case you really kind of want to compare the 5 versus the 6-speed. So next we're going to remove the drain plug on this one as well. Again, a longer magnet on this, and expect this to actually shoot out. I kind of underestimated how far this fluid would kind of shoot out when I pulled this drain plug. So be ready for it to kind of project out pretty far. Whoa. And don't be surprised if you see some decent number of metal shavings on the magnet. Pretty normal from my understanding. But that doesn't mean we want to put those metal shavings back in the car or back in the transmission if we can avoid it. So we'll of course clean that up, or if you bought a brand new plug, you can just put your brand new plug in there. Tighten up that drain plug, torque to spec if you desire. Switching our fluid transfer pump over to this gear oil, the 7580, and filling through our fill plug. And this again is going to take a while. We're going to do 3 full bottles of this. This is also, if you have enough stuff removed like I do to get to it, this one isn't too bad without a fluid transfer pump. You can get the smaller bottles kind of squeezed up in there, as long as you have a different kind of connection to it, where you got that cone style, portion where you can just squeeze it out of the bottle. That might work as well. But again, trying to make sure I get close to 3 full quarts in there, or at least make sure that it's running out a little bit of the fill area before I put the fill plug in. Generally, I'm not too worried about these being overfilled, because I think it'd be hard to overfill them to the point where it would be bad. But that probably is possible, so don't try to overfill too much. Torque that fill plug down, tighten everything up, clean it up, and you should be good to go on the transmission side. But just like the transfer case, and honestly, if you want to do it in the rear diff too, if you're just one of those guys that could kind of worry about this stuff, check everything. Check all your fluid levels, like a couple after 50 miles or so. Just pull the fill plugs and, see if any fluid comes out. Talk about something where there's lots of options for what oil you select, but let's talk about the mighty 4G63 engine in the EVO here. Holds about 4.8 quarts. 10W30-ish oil is what you might be using. Otherwise, consult your engine builder. It really, really could vary depending on what you're using the car for as far as what oil you want to run. So don't take my recommendation probably on any oil that you're going to want to run. Other than, I would say, don't cheap out. Buy some good oil. OEM oil filters are also always good, or again, just don't cheap out and don't get a really cheap oil filter. And if you need the oil drain plug, bolt, and or washer, this one, I think if you order the bolt, it doesn't come with the washer, so go ahead and order both if needed. Here we are again underneath the car. In this case, again, you may have an under tray or something you'd have to remove. I don't really usually run those on my EVO, so no under tray to remove. Just going to loosen up our bolt here and remove our drain plug, that is, and then drain out, of course, our oil. Oil filter is conveniently located real close by as well, so we're going to go ahead and utilize the oil filter wrench in this case to remove the oil filter. A couple different versions of these wrenches. You may not need a wrench depending on how tight it was put on the time prior, but we're going to remove the oil filter as well. While that's draining, I like to just take a look at my new OEM filter, and since these are mounted straight up vertically, I like to just add oil to the oil filter. I know it's not necessarily required, but I don't always like the idea of having to, crank the car and then, let it fill up the oil filter. It's not usually the end of the world, I don't think, because usually the cars, if you drove it in and it was just running fine with full of oil, it's going to be fine to run it for a while it fills up the filter, and it should fill up real quickly. But I like to just at least fill a little bit of oil in there. And then, of course, as you can see, put a little bit of oil on the gasket. Even though these gaskets, it does seem like they come kind of pre-lubricated with something on them, but I still do the old-fashioned trick of just touching a little bit of oil and putting it on the seal of the gasket as well, just to make sure that it's not going to be really, really hard to get off next time. Because if you don't have something to lubricate that seal a little bit, it can make it really tough to get your oil filter off. Clean up everything as best you can, especially around the oil filter housing where you're going to put it on. Another reason to clean up the oil filter housing, of course, is to make sure there's not like a second gasket on that oil filter housing. There have been horror stories of that happening where you take off the old oil filter and for some reason the gasket stayed on the housing. And if you don't notice that and you put two gaskets on there, that's a recipe for disaster. So go ahead and make sure that's all cleaned up, ready to go. And people can debate over this all they want, but for me, for tightening it up, I got it pretty much as tight as I could by hand. In some ways, I could tell when it was ready, pretty much about as tight as it could be as far as like an easy spin. And then I give it about a half a turn extra. So I don't actually really like put a wrench on it or anything to tighten it up a lot more. I don't want it over tightened. I just give it about a half a turn extra past what I feel like it was tight. If that's, I wish I had a better word to describe that. And then I usually just touch it with my hand again to make sure it just wouldn't obviously easily spin off, just with a light spin either. Drain plug, same as always, put the drain plug in as well, tighten that up too. And then we're gonna lower down our car so we can add the oil under the hood. Take off your oil fill cap. Of course, you may need a funnel in this case, but if you're good at pouring, you could also just pour it straight through like I am here, and that can work as well. I usually add just enough so I can kind of get a feel for where the level is at. And I do that by adding enough oil to make sure, it's a safe amount. Then I start my car and let it run for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, just to let the oil circulate. And then I leave it sit for about 5 minutes or so before I actually go to the dipstick to check the level. But that's what we're going to do here. We're going to pull our dipstick and check the level. You can see I am just about up to the minimum zone. It's actually a little bit low, but again, I actually didn't leave it sit long enough to let it, drain back here. But I put up from the owner's manual where you can see it has a minimum, a good, and a maximum range. And usually the rumor has it that good range is the flexibility of about a full quart. Meaning if you were at the minimum range, you could add about a full quart. I wouldn't add more than a full quart because then you'd be over. That's, again, my best guess. Experts can correct me if they'd like. So I'd like to run through that process again. Add it and then pull the dipstick to check it. And of course, when it's brand new oil, it can be a little bit hard to see. So just kind of note that as well. And like everything else we've done, this is probably the easiest one to just go out there and check it. If you're doing your own oil changes and stuff, just go ahead and check it after you drove it a little bit and make sure it looks good. It's also the easiest one to refill. So if you're a little bit low after driving it, just go ahead and add a little bit more. So once you're satisfied with that, clean everything up and drop down your hood. You should be good to go. Take it for a drive. Be mindful of the fact that you just changed all your fluid. If you're a worrying person like me, park it in the spot where you know it would leave marks if it was leaking. So then you could check for leaks or be more obvious that there are leaks if you could see them if it's parked somewhere where they would be noticeable. And then just recheck your work. So there you have it, everybody. That's pretty much everything I have for this video. Of course, if you're looking for more EVO content, especially EVO 8 how-tos, my YouTube channel and website are filled with them. So if you visit boostedfilms.com or, of course, the Boosted Films YouTube channel, there's a whole bunch of how-tos on there. If there's something I haven't covered that you kind of want me to do, leave a comment. Maybe I'll see if I can dig into it. If you want to help me out, as all YouTubers would need help with stuff, if you want to like videos, comments, share videos, all that stuff always helps YouTube channels. But at the end of the day, I'm just a guy on YouTube who likes to document what he does. So of course, there's a chance I did something wrong or could have did something better. So if you want to leave a comment about that as well in the comment section, you can let me know what maybe worked better for you or what you like to do to maintain your EVO. But as always, this is Paul from Boosted Films saying thanks so much for watching. I just want to say that domestic violence is never okay. If you or someone you know is experiencing issues with a partner and doesn't feel safe, please visit the website thehotline.org or call 1-800-799-SAFE.